All right. So, what do you say when someone has sensitive skin? This question comes up to a lot of consultants. And what I've learned is get curious, ask a lot of questions. When someone says they have sensitive skin, I'm going to ask them a series of questions. Usually, I like to do it over the phone, but you can do it through text. Well, tell me a little bit about that. Are you allergic to anything that you know of? And she'll say no. And then I'll say, okay, how is it sensitive? Have you tried certain products? What are you currently using right now? Because when I book somebody, I'm always asking them what they're using right now, what they'd like to improve about their skin. And if they are the type that says, "Oh, I just burn when I try anything." Well, there is 3% of the world that has super sensitive skin. I'm going to gear them towards the naturally line because it's 99.5 natural derived ingredients. So it's very safe. I've never heard of anybody having a reaction from that. But if they don't know if they're allergic to anything and they um don't have a problem when they try products. Sometimes people think that their skin is sensitive because they have acne or they have eczema or they have some kind of condition that they're not clear about. How about you, Alice? Do you want to add
I,
anything to?
I actually have sensitive skin, um, but also not. I can use a lot of things. So the thing with me is I have acne, and I've had acne since I was a teenager, and then I've dealt with adult acne. Mary Kay is the one thing that got it under control. So, like Christina said, asking all those questions, people think they have rosacea, so they can't use Mary Kay. But my senior sales director has rosacea. The only thing she has to avoid is retinol. So when you ask those questions, you're going to find out what products have maybe bothered them in the past. Like we know that retinol is not great with rosacea, or
I thought it was good
if they,
for adult. Oh, it's for adult acne. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah, retinol is amazing for acne. But for rosacea, it like will flare it up a little bit. So like Michelle just avoids the retinol product. She actually uses Repair, but she just avoids that night cream and uses a different night cream. And our new skincare has the the night solution
Resveratrol.
has the with the little beads. Those are actually a lot of vitamin A, vitamin E, um, antioxidant loaded product, right? So that's a product she's very excited about that came back because she used to love the night solution from the previous miracle set. So all of our skincare is fragrance free, and fragrance is the thing that a lot of people have a problem with, right? So if that's their issue, well, we've got them covered. None of our skincare has fragrance.
I love it. And with the Time Rise Repair, I always tell people that there's citrus in the cleanser because occasionally people the only thing that I've ever seen people maybe have a reaction to might be SPF. Sometimes it's the retinol or the citrus. But other than that, people who usually think they have sensitive skin, it's just a matter of asking questions. Yeah,
Yes,
I
and
think
as long
that's
as
it.
you take use your listening ear to hear what they're saying, you really can make good recommendations. We become like little, doctors for their skin in Mary Kay, and we work with them on what they can use. And we don't just sell them the product and send them away. We follow up. Remember, 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months, because you want to make sure that they're loving their results. And if they take it home and just stick it under the sink, you want them using it up, so they have to reorder it from you.
And you know what? Another thing, Alice, if someone has sensitive skin, I'll just have them put it along their jawline or even behind the ear. And if they don't, and I'll ask them, do you have a reaction within seconds when you use products, or is it usually a few days after? Most people will tell you that they'll feel it right away. So if that's a great indication, we'll know within a minute if the product is good to proceed on the rest of the face.
Yep, that's great advice. The last thing I was thinking is if their reaction is a breakout, sometimes when you're trying a new skincare routine, you're pulling the junk that's deep in the pores out because they haven't been taking care of their skin that way. So acne breakout is kind of normal around week 1.5 to 2, because that's pulling all the junk that's been deep buried in there out. And it should dry up and go away. I usually make sure to always give them, if they didn't buy charcoal mask, a sample of charcoal, because that speeds that process along. and it gets them hooked on another product. But you can tell them to expect that, because the junk that's buried in their pores, okay, your pores are like a V shape. So the junk that's down in here is getting pulled out so that your pore can close and appear smaller.
I love it.